ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm going to be frank with all of you. As much as I sit here and analyze the show, analyze the housemates, the moves they make, the games they play, the strategies they employ, everything that they do in Big Brother's house just to get to that goal of winning that money, that prize money. Listen, I want to admit something, that even though I have never experienced the house myself, I kind of understand how it feels to be in that house, to be in the shoes of every single housemate playing a different card at different points in time. Now, a lot of you are going to say, oh, Glory, you cannot relate. You've never been in Big Brother's house yourself. I know, but you see, what we see on the show, it's just basically a reflection of society, a reflection of our daily lives, a reflection of certain situations that we find ourselves, the dilemmas that we find ourselves, and the risk that we have to take just to get to our goal, to achieve what we want to achieve in life. And the reason I'm saying all of this is, yesterday, after the head of house challenger, where Victory had chosen Joanna as guest instead of Gigi Jasmine, just as everybody expected, I had listened to her point of view, where she had cried, where she was confiding in Otega. Later on, she was confiding in Sabrina. Later on, she was talking to Bright. She was talking to any and everybody that was in her corner just to blow off steam and really purgate her emotions. I had listened to her own side of the story and I could totally relate and I understood. But then, this morning, listening to, Victory, telling his own side, his own point of view to Joanna, who had asked why he had done what he had done, especially with regards to his decision to save Kayikunmi instead of either Gigi or his friend, Bright. After listening to his own point of view, I could also totally understand. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, there is no absolutely wrong person or the absolutely right person. We cannot just outrightly label this one or the other one to be the villain or the angel or the saint or the predator or the prey. There is no absoluteness in this situation. And in case you're still doubting, we're going to get into this video and I will spill all the tea, give you all the details of their conversation and then analyze it for you. And of course, I look forward to hearing your thoughts, seeing your own arguments to this matter in the comment section below, because there's a lot to it. And also, you see, both sides of these conversations validates the saying that indeed there are two sides of a coin. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this video right now, all right? And of course, as I said before, I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Watch the video to the end. Don't skip out on any part. And also, I need to say this. I've noticed that you guys watch my videos. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. But you don't like the videos. Why? Is it that you don't like the videos at all? You don't like it? If you don't like it, tell me and I'll try to improve. I'll try to work on it. But please, if you like my video, give it a thumbs up, all right? It's absolutely free. You're not paying a dime to like my videos. So please like my videos. It is your own way of letting me know that you actually enjoy my content, all right? I see your amazing comments anyways, that, oh, Glory, we like how funny you are and this, and I really appreciate it. But you need to show proof, as they say, show workings by giving the video a thumbs up. So please, guys, every time I put out my videos, if you like it, all right, please give the video a thumbs up. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Okay, so yesterday was a really sad day for Gigi Jasmine. She had cried a lot. She was completely emotional. You could see that she was in shock about the first event that happened, that she did not get picked by, Victory as guest to the head of house lounge. And as if that was not enough, the fact that during nominations, Victory had the power to save her, but instead he had skipped her and gone ahead to save Kayikunmi. Yeah. Yesterday was just very emotional for her. The cameras kept on focusing on her face to show us, the switch of emotions on her face, her body language. You could see that she was tensed. She was shocked. And if anybody came to her to say, oh my God, Gigi, so sorry, she could probably just break down in tears at that point in time, So I love the fact that a lot of the housemates, they gave her the space that she needed. And I love the fact as well that she kept on throwing herself into the wager task preparations, and she kept on trying to hold it in, but she could not. And so she finally had to confide in her friends. She spoke with Sabrina, she spoke with Ortega, and then she also spoke with, what's his name now? Bright. I think at some point she spoke with Jason J. She just had to speak with people because, guys, things like that, you cannot hold it in. There's going to be an implosion. Yeah, it's going to affect your mental health, So she spoke to them. She was really sad. And the major question she had was, why Victory makes it look like she was the one that really cares more. And everybody is happy that he's head of house, but why? Why are people happy that he's head of house? That, she likes him and all, but why are people really happy that he's head of house? So it just really made her feel bad. So she was just forgetting her emotions. She was just telling these people how things had turned out in their very brief relationship, and she tried as much as possible to explain her own side of the story, but wished him well. Now, some of these people had advised her that, listen, when this guy comes back to you, probably comes back to apologize, accept his apology, but if he wants you to come back to him, don't go back. Because that was enough embarrassment, enough disgrace. And she too declared that there's nothing, absolutely nothing that will make her go back to Victory. So long as both of them are still in this house, that it's now Switzerland. Everybody is Switzerland. You're on your own. I am on my own. Mind your business. Focus on what brought you here. She said that's going to be our MO moving forward. Now, Victory, on the other hand, Victory has been going about his life, just living his best life. And then last night, he and Joanna, they had spent the night together in the head of house lounge. They had slept in the same bed together. Nothing had happened, but Joanna had complained that she was cold, and so he had held her for warmth. So this morning, Joanna had asked him that, okay, you have a lot of questions to answer. What happens between you and Gigi? Why the switch? So first off, I love the fact that Victory had to, first of all, explain and clear her that, listen, it was because you asked me, for warmth. I wouldn't have cuddled you. But you asked, you said you were cold, and I had to hold you. I'm not the type of guy that will be with this girl and move on to the other girl immediately and start doing stuff. No, I'm well behaved, and that is why we cuddled. And then they had gone ahead to explain that with Gigi, he actually likes her and really liked her because she's a great person, and she really compliments him as a human. That she's the complete opposite of himself. He's a lot. He's a lot to handle. He's very chaotic, he's like this, like that. But Gigi, on the other hand, she's the complete opposite. She's very calm and whatnot. Now, he was attracted to her. He went on to her, approached her. But then where it started getting stifling was the day Joanna, sat on his thighs. He did not give Joanna that invitation. Joanna came by herself to sit on his thighs. And there was no way he was going to shove Joanna violently. No, it doesn't really make sense. And for him, he entertained it because at the end of the day, they are in this confined space, this tiny little community in the Biggerverse where you have to form alliances, you have to form connections, make friends just for the sake of the game. You alone cannot just play the game by yourself and think you'll find yourself in the finale. No, you have to actually connect with people. And that was the reason he was not aggressive with Joanna. But then, according to Victory, Gigi Jasmine had picked offense. And it was as if that very day that he approached her for this relationship, she already started the trouble of complaining. And guys, it's a fact. I can attest to it as a fact because all the receipts are there. I watched all of these conversations just as the camera showed it. So according to Victory, she kept on complaining and complaining. Every little thing she would complain, every little thing she would complain. And for him, he started thinking about it because he's a very rational person. He is not an emotional person. He does not act based on his emotions, especially not in Big Brother's house. And with the way the house is, the dynamics are so different from how the real world is that what you would want to do to protect your relationship in the real world, it is never the same thing that you would think you would do in Big Brother's house to protect your relationship, because it's not going to work. You have to form alliances. You have to be on good terms with people. So for him, he would not want to start having problems with people just to save a relationship that he just tried to start in just one day. So the complaints from Gigi continued and continued. It was building up. And for him, it was just too much to handle. He did not want to be stifled. He did not want to be trapped in a box. And so they had a conversation. And he told her that, listen, I really like you. And I'm not going to change my mind about liking you. But this is what it is. I cannot be ignoring people. I cannot not fraternize with people just because I want to work on our relationship. It's not going to work that way for me. I came to this house for a reason, just as you did. And so we need to come to terms with the rules of this relationship, that this is what's going to happen. So they had that conversation, but then sadly, it still wasn't working for Gigi. It's like she wanted to completely isolate him from the whole house, especially even the females. And in this Big Brother's game, there is no way you're going to be friends with only the guys. The females are going to gang up on you and throw you out. I mean, look at what's happening with Dede today. The guys feel slighted. They feel like their ego has been bruised by her. And so some of them started plotting on how to maybe put her in trouble or maybe nominate her out of the house. Things like that. So guys, I loved the way Victory explained all of these things, and it made so much sense. In fact, everything he said and explained, I think I actually explained in some of my videos already. Yeah, so I wasn't really surprised when it was the same thing and the same angle like he explained and was coming from. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think he made the right choice. I think he did the right thing. And then with regards to why he saved Kayikunmi, he had revealed that when everybody was searching for the red envelope last night, the envelope that Bright had, it was Kayikunmi that saw it first. And then he had called Bright to come and take it. He said that really shocked him because these people had issues earlier in the day, and Bright really went all out to want to inflict harm on this guy. But probably to show that he was sorry, not knowing the content of the envelope, Kayikunmi literally handed over for free that red envelope to Bright, not knowing the content of the envelope. So he said for that reason alone, he said, nah, I need to save this guy. Because also, don't forget that Kayikunmi was feeling dejected, miserable, depressed. He wanted to go home. He was already going to go seek voluntary exit from Big Brother. So he said, nah, it was to give this guy hope that, listen, stay in the game, play the game. Let's have a healthy competition. And that was why he did what he did. He said, if he had not even given it to Kayikunmi, it was going to be in another dilemma, because there's his very good friend, Bright, and then there's his other friend, then there's old Gigi, and then there is her, Joanna. So who would he have given it to out of three of them? If he gives to this one will say, oh, you don't like me enough. If he gives to that one will say, oh, you don't like me enough. So he decided to give it to Kayikunmi. Now, he and Kayikunmi, they have a rapport. So it's not like they are best friends like he is with Bright or Gigi. But he just had to give it to someone else, so as not to create that beef for himself, the rift between him and these people that he cares about. So I listened to Victory, and as far as I'm concerned, the guy is very wise, very, very, very smart. I love the fact that his head is in the game. He is playing the game with his head and not his emotions, being very logical with all of his decisions and choices. And I think he's actually doing great for himself. And I also love the fact that in that conversation, he also used the opportunity to also mention it indirectly to Joanna, that he doesn't want somebody that is going to be restricting him from being free with other people, because at the end of the day, you need to be social in this house. And Joanna too understood everything he was explaining. So ladies and gentlemen, as I told you all at the start of this video, I would love for you all to judge for yourself. For Gigi Jasmine, I understand her feelings are valid. She's in her right to feel the way she feels. I mean, everywhere that gets that type of rude awakening, you'll be shocked as well. But at the same time, I feel like Victory has a very, very valid point. Because at the end of the day, In as much as every single housemate came into the house as an individual, you cannot entirely play the game as an individual. There are times in the season where you have to play the game as a collective. There's no win-win in this one. So ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear from all of you. So please go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.